Think carefully and then tell me, where does the blame lay? 25-year-old Mason Mills has been told he will receive a life sentence for the tragic stabbing that proved fatal of 20-year-old Kieron Moore. Now sadly, this case is a bit more complicated than a simple aggressor versus victim scenario. Now Kieron Moore had spent the day drinking, his temperament was aggravated. To be honest, he was looking for a scrap, and that was in part due to the drug use and alcohol, and also the fact that Kieron's Moore girlfriend had recently finished things. On the night of the Kieron's girlfriend messaged Kieron to tell him to go to the home address on Marriott Road on Saffron Lane Estate and get his items out of her house. They were already packed up. Now, when you're full of booze and drugs, you do not think straight. You lack common sense. So Kieron stormed over with his mates to the address just before midnight on November 12, 2021. There, angry already, and thinking he was Superman, Kieron found Mason Mills outside, smoking, minding his own business. Now Kieron immediately thought that Mason had been trying to flirt with his girlfriend, and that was in part one of the reasons why she may have ended things with him. Not for his drink, or the drug abuse, or the constant arguments. Now Mason Mills was actually visiting his sister, who actually lived next door. Now Kieron attempted to jump over the fence to scrap with Mason, after telling Mason something to the effects of he would have him. But Kieron's friends managed to grab hold of Kieron and hold him back, restrain him. But then it was alleged that Kieron had ripped a wood panel from the gate and used it to strike Mason. Now Mason made a grave error. When he went inside, he took a knife from the kitchen drawer. Then he went back outside, believing he may be targeted for a third time. Now common sense again would state stay indoors, out of harm's way. But again, this is just hindsight. Now the court heard that Kieron and Mason bumped heads again for the third time, and Mason took the blade out and used it on Kieron. Once, twice, 3 times. Now on the evening of the courts were told that Kieron had been out looking for a scrap, as I said. He got himself into 2 fistfights, one outside the club where police actually arrived and broke the growing crowd up, and then a further scrap further down the road from the club with another group of people just a half an hour later. After this fatal altercation between Mason Mills and Kieron Moore, the handle of the blade had snapped. Now police were called and Mason attempted to claim self-defense, telling police that Kieron had a blade, which was a fib. Now Mason Mills had no previous convictions, but unfortunately, the court and the judge agreed that this wasn't self-defense. He went above and beyond what was reasonable, and that's why he was charged with an M, and for that he was jailed for life. So where does the blame lay? Let me know.